Christian, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me a little bit. I know you're busy right now. Yeah, but you will let us know in time. And first, for people listening to us or the ones watching us, could you please introduce yourself and say who you are?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Tonio. Yeah, so I'm Christian Lakoseljak. I'm 22 years old. I was born in live in King City, Ontario. Born and raised just 30 minutes north of Toronto. A little bit about my tennis. I won nationals for Canada under 18s. I just finished my 5th year at Penn State, so I did 5 years of collegiate tennis, T1. And now I'm starting my transition to the Professional with Futures Tour and doing my last year, my master's program. So got a lot on my plate, but it's all good.
Okay, so this is where you're at right now with a lot going on and a transition in your life. All right, so let's dive into it. I'm gonna take you on a trip to your beginnings. So my first question to you is, how did you get to play tennis? Why tennis and not hockey, soccer, basketball, whatever else?
Yeah,
How did
so
that?
I mean, it was hockey at the beginning. I played, my parents put me in just like a bunch of different sports just to kind of expose me to different things and see what I like the most, I guess. But I would definitely say it was more of like a hockey centered family. So I started playing tennis, just like lessons. And I mean, when you're little, you do like the little sponge balls and stuff. So probably around like 4 or 5, I'd say. And then I got to the age of 12 where it was just tennis and hockey. And I would go from like tennis practice and like drive and like get on the ice at night and stuff. And it was becoming like, I guess at that level, for both sports, you kind of need to make a decision which path you're going to choose and how you're going to transition, because you can't play two high level sports like that. It's just too much of a time commitment for both of them. And yeah, so I got to that age of 12 where it was just like, okay, you kind of gotta pick now where you want to go. And I ended up choosing tennis. I think that was the right decision for me. I obviously had good friends in both the groups, but I think tennis was more of the community and the competition and where my mindset, I guess, was at that age. And I mean, I have no regrets deciding to choose tennis, but yeah, that's kind of the backstory with that.
Do you still play hockey once in a while?
Yeah, I'm trying to get on the ice in the next couple of weeks, a couple of times for sure. Whenever I come home, me and my friends, like, we get on the ice, and I don't have like equipment and stuff because like I'm not just gonna size myself, but I get on whatever, just skates and put a hat on and I'm good to go. So I actually still like am decent on the ice, but definitely not like when I was playing every day.
Yeah, nice, nice. But it can be a nice hobby.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, beautiful. And so you made this transition. How old were you when you decided to go to tennis instead of hockey?
12.
12. And so these years playing tennis, and when you committed a little bit more to tennis, what was your parents' role in you choosing the sport, and then you committing a little stronger to the sport of tennis?
Well, my parents really supported me I mean, I was lucky. I had really good parents that didn't care as much, didn't force me, sorry, to pick one or the other. They kind of wanted me to choose my own and whatever I liked the most, and they would just support me with that decision. So it was kind of up to me. And I mean, I guess that's kind of a tough decision for a 12-year-old to make, because that really determined like how the next, I mean, 10 years of my life have played out, right? Um, but yeah, like I said, I don't really have any regrets or anything with that. But my parents definitely played, like, they introduced me to all the sports, and yeah, I'm super happy with them and the support they've given me over the years with everything that I've done.
Okay. And if you look back when you started to play tennis, what was the coaching style you get? Was it more technical, or was it more game oriented, or was more a specific philosophy about the game? And were your parents involved also in your coaching, or they were outside just watching the coach do?
Yeah, so I'll tackle the first part of the question first. I think it was mostly technical. And then as I was getting older and progressed, it was a little bit more, or once I developed that foundation of what my strokes were going to look like, how like the technical aspects of the serve, I guess once that was all cemented, it was more patterns and decision making, how to play bigger points, I guess. But I definitely a lot of my junior career was I had two really good coaches that focused a lot on like developing my technique and making sure that I had that foundation of everything and not glaring weaknesses in one side or stuff that was just completely missing from my game, I guess. So I was lucky to have them. And then my parents, they had not involved with the coaching. I guess once I started playing a higher level, they didn't really know what to like say, and they trusted my coaches to do their job, I guess, as well. But they would come like watch the match and stuff, but nothing. My dad was not trying to change my technique or any kind of scary tennis stories, I guess people have heard in the past.
Okay, yeah. Well, you see pretty often that some parents, either a father or a mother, gets very involved and they really go into coaching as well, no?
Yeah,
Sharing the
100%.
responsibilities with the actual coach. All right. Did you have any role models, or what motivated you? Because tennis every day, Monday, Tuesday, next month, next week. Sometimes we can have like fluctuations in motivation. What kept you going?
So I think for me it was my coaches. It wasn't per se like an individual that I wanted to be as good as, or stuff like that. It was more of like setting small, not like achievable, but like goals to strive towards at a young age. So I would, I mean, the biggest one that I can think of off the top of my head is winning nationals. So that was a big part of my junior career, is trying to get that title, which is, I mean, it's very prestigious, and that's something you want. You want to be the best in Canada, right? Like you want to be the best in your country. You want to play high level tennis. So I think setting those goals and stuff like that was very helpful in being able to work towards something and like put all your focus into getting it. And then once you achieve it, it was like, yeah, like I only won nationals once when I was 18 or 17. So when it came to that tournament and at the end, the last match, I can remember everything like so vividly, because it was accumulation of everything I worked towards to become a national champion and get the title. Right. So yeah, that was just insane for me to achieve that, and yeah, and have everyone to be a part of me with that.
Christian, my next question was if you had any moment of insight or a memory of a great match. I think you just mentioned that, but I'm going to reframe the question a little. Did you understand something that you hadn't before when you won the tournament? Like, as you were playing, did you have like oh, this is how it goes, and then you started to play better, or how did that happen? Or do you remember any moment like that you say, wow, this is how things need to be done in order to get to the next level?
Yeah, I think having a clear mind and like being focused on the job helped me to get through that tournament. I mean, that tournament specifically, because I understood exactly what I wanted to do, how every week of preparation was like towards playing the tournament. So I guess when you rid your mind of all the excess distractions and stuff like that, you can very clearly focus on exactly what you want to achieve. And I think that helped me a lot, because I remember going through each of the matches in the draw, not thinking like, oh, I just played like amazing. Like, what if I don't play that good tomorrow? Or it was okay, I got the first one done. I focus on tomorrow. Who am I playing? How am I going to play? and then I would execute. And I think getting through that, and then also in college, it can kind of translate as well because you're playing every weekend, and you only focus on one match, right? So uh, that definitely was really good and helped me a lot.
And you had also a pretty good college career, right?
Yeah, I did good in college. I struggled a little bit my first year. I think living by yourself and the distractions and all that stuff is kind of tough. And then I shaped up and had a good second year. Had a very good third year. Me, in just the team overall, we did it very well. Just didn't really lose a lot of matches. And then the fourth COVID, and then that it's been kind of a whirlwind with that, right? And we can still feel the effects of all that stuff, especially in the calendar now and futures. Like COVID just destroyed everything.
Yeah, it made everything pretty complicated, not difficult to
Yeah.
plan ahead. Right, and right now, what do you think is your biggest challenge right now?
I mean, yeah, for me, I think it's staying healthy. I mean, you know that firsthand as
Yeah,
well, just as I've been struggling a lot. This has been a very tough year for me in general, because in the spring, I was injured quite a bit. I got sick a couple of times. And then the summer, tough shoulder injury. And then I've been struggling with the ab the past couple of months. So it's definitely been a really tough year. I'm kind of glad that it's over. I'm also happy that I was able to play some good tennis in the last couple of months. I had one or two good tournaments that just needed to give me the confidence to know that I can still compete at a high level. But yeah, I'm definitely happy to be done with this year. Try to get as healthy as I can and prepare my body, so I can go 3-4 weeks, no injuries, and try to play a full calendar next year.
I have an intervention there. So I understand the injuries that you had before, you had now, and that they bother. But you said you're happy you played two good tournaments because it made you believe again. That means, did you doubt yourself at some point that you were not going to be able to play what you were capable of a year ago?
Yeah, 100%. Just like, yeah, when you struggle with injuries, I think that you have to, or you end up doubting yourself, right? Because you don't know if you're going to come back and play the same. You don't know how it's going to affect your body. Like, and for me being out, if I was only out for 1 or 2 weeks, I don't think it would have had that big of an impact. But like taking a month off or like not serving for like 2 months, like that was like tough for like 100% for me mentally to try to like know that I can come back yeah, and like I said, the season was difficult as well. Like I wasn't playing great tennis, not getting, like even when I was playing my best tennis, I would get through some matches even not playing well. So like when I was playing this year, losing some tight matches, like where the guy I know I was better or something like that, right? That was like difficult for me and my confidence. But um yeah, I mean, specifically for me, if I play a ton of matches, then my confidence slowly gets there and then I can feel more comfortable on court and stuff like that. Because practice, it really doesn't translate like to how you play in matches. So even if you're playing unbelievable in practice, doesn't mean you're going to have a great 2 out of 3 set match. So yeah, for me specifically, it's consistency and being able to play a ton of matches in a row. And I mean, just having that much time on court, you can figure out ways to win when stuff isn't working. So
Okay, understood. And looking at tennis overall, is there any aspect of the sport of tennis that makes you happy? Or what makes you the most happy?
the most happy. Um, yeah, that's a tough question. I really like competing. I think winning is what you play for, I think, because you want to be the best you can be, and winning certainly doesn't hurt anything. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. um, Sorry, what was the question, Antonio?
What makes you happy about tennis? Is there anything that you say, wow, I'll help you with? For example, for me, always when I go on court and I hit the first ball and that sensation makes me happy immediately. Or running, when you start to get a sweat and you feel your body very free, I feel joy immediately. I don't know. Of course, winning always makes me happy, but I don't need the winning to feel that way the way before. No, the way
yeah.
Do you have
So
like something? Some people like fitness. Some people
yeah,
love the traveling.
yeah. I think it's like the timing really. That's what I love about tennis. I think because like there's the way you can like hit the ball clean, like repeat it over and over again, and when you feel like you're in the zone, stuff like that, where you feel like you can't miss. Yeah, it can happen in both like practice and matches, but I think yeah, the timing is really something that I love about that's unique to tennis, I guess. Um, yeah, so I would say timing and competing. I love getting out there and like fighting and finding ways to win and stuff like that. So those would be my two.
Nice, nice. And you know that dreaming is allowed. We can all dream. I have my dreams. What are your dreams regarding tennis? What do you dream with?
I think yeah, so I think everyone dreams that they want to be like live the lifestyle, like high ATP, like all that stuff. But for me right now, I think I'm focused more on the smaller goals. Like I would love to play 4 high level weeks of tennis. I want to like let's say quarters or semis get in futures and stuff like that. So those would be my goals. But yeah, definitely the overarching goal is becoming a high level pro and you get to reap the rewards, I guess, with that. Then I would love to experience that.
Yeah, like to be on tour and travel to the nice, good tournaments. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's a very nice lifestyle for sure.
Yeah.
And has tennis taught you any life lessons that you say I can take from tennis to my life? Doesn't matter how tennis goes. This is what I take from the game anyway.
Yeah, I think competitive nature. Um, it's really like taught me that like competing in hard and everything that you do because it helps so much outside. Like even in the working world or like you don't compete directly in the classroom, but being competitive, I feel like it gives you like so much drive, gives you so much extra um like juice to yourself, like adds to, like more to your personality and like helps with how you tackle other things in the world, I guess. Because if you don't do it with passion or drive, like how are you going to accomplish things, right? Like and I think yeah, definitely that for sure.
So the passion to compete could.
Yeah. Yeah, passion to compete and like I guess like working as hard as you possibly can. Because
Mhm.
I've definitely like felt that's translated to me or translated for me off the court as well. I feel like I'm more productive, more organized, know how to lay out my day, know where I need to put most of my mental effort in, and like seeing, I guess when you compete and stuff, seeing the final product of things that's like been so helpful for me, and I think that's also like translated well.
Okay, I see you have a pen in your hand. You were studying before we spoke,
Yeah.
right? So that's a product of tennis as well,
Yeah,
making
exactly.
organized. All right, and my last question, Christian, um, if you would give an advice to little Christian when you remember that you started to play more tennis or play tennis more seriously, what would you tell him?
I would say believe in yourself, um, because at that age you kind of don't know like how good you are and stuff. And I remember having like matches where the guy had like you knew he was good, right? Or you lose him, but you'd be like okay with it because the guy was better. But I really think that like I had a very good game that I would just say like believe and like know that you can do it, know that you can be great. So I mean that would be my advice to little
Okay,
me.
believe in yourself. Um, was there a moment, a specific moment that you realized that you were good? that you say, oh, I play good tennis? Because when we're young, we don't realize that until some moment, you know, when you start to play tournaments and you start winning, you say, well, I'm pretty good at this compared to others, huh? When was that for you?
Yeah, exactly. My first like recollection of that was when I was playing in, I think it was under 14s. I came like third in nationals, which is like very good. And I realized I was like, man, like I've been playing hockey for like 10 years or whatever, 8 years. And like I've only been playing tennis for a little bit. And like I'm already at a high level with all these guys who've been playing exclusively tennis their whole time. So that's when I realized in my mind, I was like, okay, like I'm good, like I can do this, like I can like be a serious competitor at a high level, especially with these guys who had like probably so many more hours over me in training and stuff. So that was for sure like the first point when I was like, geez, I can do it, like I'm good.
Pretty good at this, yeah.
Yeah.
I can hit the ball well. And this is it's true now. My last question: when did you develop that big serve? How old were you?
I wouldn't
When your serve
say
started to get really big, like no, you have a big serve now.
yeah. I think I first started noticing that I had a really good serve when I was like 16, because I think before that you lack the strength, right? So I wasn't until I was 16 where I was like, because like obviously like in tennis in Canada you play the majority of the whatever the season inside. So I was like really like hitting serves at that age and like getting a lot of free points, getting a lot of aces. And then I was also holding easier. I noticed like once I hit that age and got stronger, I was like, okay, I'm like holding serve like pretty easy. So like something's working, right? Obviously technique and that stuff plays a part as well, but I knew I had like a fast arm and I could like get away with going for huge serves and stuff. So
okay, so the age of 16 more or less.
yeah,
good to know. All right, Christian, I will let you go. I know you have to study and keep on hitting the books. I wish you get healthy soon.
Yeah, thank
so
you,
you
Tony.
can go back to practice. Take care of yourself. Keep on strengthening so your body holds. As you have a big serve, you need a strong body to hold it.
Yeah.
To have a strong fundament. And yeah, thank you so much again. And I'll be seeing you soon, I hope.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tony. I appreciate it.
Yeah, take care, Christian.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good talking to you. Bye.
Yeah.